Hi, I'm Nathan with the ebook reader blog. For this video, I'm going to do a comparison between the 2022 Kindle, which is on the left. It was available in blue and black, and the 2024 Kindle, which is available in green or black. So Amazon only changed a few details with the new model. In fact, they're still calling it in an 11th gen Kindle like the 2022 model, so that'll be kind of confusing down the line. But they got a newer screen. They updated the front light. But the overall design is exactly the same on these two models. They're the exact same size, the exact same weight. Everything's the same pretty much except for the screen and the front light on the newer model. And there's a couple of technical differences too. The newer model doesn't have the download and transfer option from Amazon's website where you can download your ebooks and sideload them over USB. So they took that away on the newer models. And they both have the same USB port and all, but the new version uses MTP instead of USB mass storage for transferring files, so that works fine on Windows, but if you have Mac, you'll have to install some third-party MTP software. Amazon now offers that using their Send to Kindle app for Mac, so you can use that to transfer files via USB on Macs. So like I said earlier, the front light's a little bit brighter on the 2024 model. Not a big difference by any means. In fact, the front lights are very similar on my two units, just the tone and color overall. They look very much the same. They don't have the warm front light option that's available on the more expensive Kindle, so it just has the basic front light. So here's a look at the two units with the front light turned off. So the text is a little darker on the newer model, and in this particular shot, there's getting a little bit more light on the left. So as you can see here, it looks a little bit different when you switch them from each side. It's just really hard to get the light to be exactly the same coming from different angles from the camera, so it always looks a little bit different on the camera than it does in person. But in person, the text is just a little darker on the 2024 model. It's not a big difference, but it just sort of has like a clearer appearance as well. It does help the text stand out a little bit more. You can notice it a little bit more with the dark mode. It's just the dark ink's a little bit blacker, but overall, I mean, it's a pretty subtle difference, but it's definitely a nice upgrade. You can notice it a little more with smaller text. Like on this window right here, this is very much what it looks like in person. The text stands out more, it's a little darker on the new 2024 Kindle. So this is a good representation right here. Some parts of the video, it's hard to tell and it exaggerates it a little bit more, but like with the smaller font sizes, like in the menus and stuff, look a little bit clearer. Just the text is a little bit darker, helps it stand out a little bit more. So definitely nice to have an upgraded ink screen on any Kindle. So just to confirm, I've been using the same font sizes and font settings throughout this video. Bookerly with one notch of boldness. That's kind of what I usually use, or unless I'm using my side-loaded font. Same layout here with the margins and spacing. So like I was saying, it's a little bit more noticeable with the dark mode just because there's so much more dark ink, but overall the performance and speed on these two units is exactly the same. So there's no performance improvement with the newer model at all. I mean, maybe there was at first, but Amazon issued a software update for the older models and it made page turns faster. Definitely when I got the new Paperwhite, it was noticeable at first, like the new Paperwhite being faster, but then they updated the software and they're pretty much exactly the same. So I'm running the latest software on both of these, and yeah, the speed is exactly the same on both of them. No difference there. So the software, the user interface, it's all exactly the same as well. There is no difference. Sometimes when Amazon releases new Kindles, they'll add some new software features, but that was not the case with this 2024 release. The software is all the same as there was before. They all have the same features. There's no difference with the newer model at all. So it just basically comes down to a difference with the front light being a little bit brighter and the contrast being a little bit better on the newer model. Not a big difference by any means, a little bit more noticeable under certain circumstances, a little bit more noticeable with smaller text, but it's not really like a huge difference. If you have a 2022 model, probably not going to be enough of a reason to upgrade to the 2024 model. You'd be better off like upgrading to a Paperwhite, like the contrast difference is a little bit more noticeable on it. But here's just a look at comics. Like I was saying, page turn speed's really the same on both of them. Just the way the light is hitting the one on the left makes it look a little more washed out than it really is in person. The difference in the black color is just a little more subtle in person. So I'll switch these over. As you can see here, it kind of changes it up that way. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things you got to see in person. It's such a subtle difference between the screens. But overall, the screen is definitely a little bit nicer on the newer model. Definitely nice to have the darker text and the sharper like appearance of the text. So that's basically the difference between these two units. Different screen, different front lights. The design overall exactly the same. Same software, all that kind of stuff. You got the MTP on the newer model, and then it also doesn't have the download and transfer option. But otherwise, they're basically just Amazon basically released the same Kindle over again. They also increased the price by $10, so the new one's $109 now instead of $99 like before. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.